Hey guys, this is going to be a video on a self-tanner, and I have a lot of videos coming up on some really great skincare products and also an eye brightener and an illuminator, but because summer is pretty much upon us right now, I thought it would be a good idea to get this self-tanner review over with right now, since that's what a lot of people are kind of in the market for. Okay. On to the self-tanner. This review is going to be on the Lorac Face self-Tantalizer, and it's in kind of a funky little bottle, and I don't know if you can see that on the screen. There we go. It is the Lorac Face self-Tantalizer. Let me tell you my long saga of self-tanning. I myself am not a huge self-tanner when it comes to my face. I already have golden skin tone with a lot of yellow undertones. My son, on the other hand, and the reason I'm bringing him in is that a lot of times I will compare certain self-tanners on me and compare it on my teenage son because he has the opposite skin color of me. He has very pale skin with a lot of pink undertones, blue eyes, burns easily. I'm kind of totally the opposite. So it's kind of a good comparison. If it works on both of us, it's a really good product. The first self-tanner that I first used when they actually kind of started first coming big on the market years and years ago was the Tropez self-tanning lotion. And I used this for years, mainly because it didn't make me orange, even though I didn't actually love the color of it because it was kind of a very muddy looking brown on me, but I was desperate to find anything that wasn't orange. In that respect, I liked it. The other things about it that I didn't care for were the smell. I just thought it had kind of a really gross smell. I can't even describe it. It's kind of like a weird kind of chemical perfumey smell. I don't know, I just never liked the smell of this. And the other thing I didn't like about it was when I put it on drying for the lotion anyway, I've never tried the mousse because I just didn't like the color of the muddy color of this to begin with, and I'm sure the mousse is pretty close to the same muddy looking color. And the other thing I didn't like about the lotion was that it took a while to dry. So I would put it on and I would feel like really sticky all over my body, and I just didn't care for that. So this got shelved away under my sink for a very long time, and I really didn't pull it out, and I just really haven't self-tanned. Then I recently purchased, and let me grab it, the Bare Essentials Faux Tan Better Than Real, and this I absolutely love for my body. The things I love about it are the smell. The smell is absolutely beautiful. It's not strong. It really just has a really pleasant smell, and that's very hard to find in a self-tanner. The color was beautiful. It's not that muddy brown that the Tropez gives me. It's kind of a very beautiful golden brown, no glitter, just no orange, just a beautiful golden brown. No streaking with this if you apply it properly. And dries really fast. I mean, not so fast that you can't blend it in, because sometimes some things dry so fast that you're trying to blend them, and by the time you get to that area that you want to blend, you're already streaked out and it's kind of set. This isn't that way. This gives you plenty of time to blend it in, but once it's in your skin, it dries really quickly, so you don't have that sticky feeling. And it has fairly decent longevity for a self-tanner. I mean, hey, you're going to be washing and exfoliating, and it's kind of tough not to let some of it, you know, get off in the shower, but it is a fairly decent self-tanner when it comes to longevity. So Bare Minerals Faux Tan was my #1 choice for body. When it comes to my face, or my son's face, because my son is absolutely in love with his stuff, is the Lorac Face self-Tantalizer. The thing with this product is, in order for you to really appreciate this product and love this product, you're going to have to understand a couple things up front. #1, even though it says it's a gradual self-tanner, I really think of this more as a tanning makeup. And what I mean by that is this really has I would say pretty much no longevity. You put this on, you wash your face, it's pretty much all gone once you washed your face. But that's okay, because the color of this is so beautiful that for me, it's kind of worth it. And you have to use such a tiny amount of this to get the look that you're looking for, that way, to get the look that you're looking for, that I really think it's probably sort of cost effective in the long run. I look at this like tanning makeup. If you go in with the mindset that this is going to be your tanning makeup, that once you wash it off, it will probably wash off down the drain, you're going to love this. Lorac runs about $28, and what's nice about this also, it doesn't have any parabens or phthalates in it. There's a lot of the bad stuff, which is also a plus. It doesn't leave you orange. And what else I like about this is it's not the color of this, and I'm going to show you what color it is. I'll demonstrate it on my face. But the color of this is kind of almost the color you would get if you got that slight kind of sunburn with a little bit of brown. And that's what I like about it. It's kind of that burny brown look that you get the first day you went out in the sun and you kind of got a little bit of burn and starting to turn tan. That's why this is so different than the other ones. The other ones either give you just a tan look, a muddy look. This is different. This is kind of that burnt brown look that looks, I think, kind of cool. The other thing, I'm trying to think of some of the negative reviews about this. So the one was the longevity, but like I said, if you go in with the mindset that you're not expecting a lot of longevity out of this, you're using it more like a tanning makeup, you'll be a lot happier with this product. Number two, some people said it made them orange, and I'll be honest with you, I used it on my skin coloring, and my son used it on his super fair skin, and neither of us turned orange. Let me demonstrate what some of these look like on my hand, and you can kind of get an idea of kind of what the comparison. So first, I'm going to pump out on my hand right here. This is the Tropez. Tropez is quite runny, and you can see it's running right down my hand. So that's the Gradual tan. That's the not the Gradual tan, but that's the Tropez self tanner in the liquid form, not the mousse. And that's what that looks like. And you can see how brown that one is. And then right next to it, I'm going to pump out the Bare Minerals Faux Tan, a less runny consistency. This is right here, the one that's running is the Tropez liquid tanner. And the one right here, the one that's not moving at all, is the Faux Tan by Bare Essentials. And then finally, and don't be scared when you first look at this Lorac face tan, it's called Face selfTANtalizer. When you first look at this, don't be scared, because when I first took a look at it, I thought to myself, wow, that looks kind of like it's going to be a bronze statue looking color. It's going to be shimmery and shiny, and I'm not going to like it. And you can see how much difference color-wise this is, and I'm trying to see, maybe if I adjust the lighting, you'll be able to see this a little bit better. Hold on a second. So hopefully that shows you, there we go, a little bit better what they look like. The one on the top is the Bare Minerals Better Than Real. The one in the middle is the Tropez. And the one at the bottom that's so much lighter than the other ones is the Lorac. So after I've rubbed them in, there we go, the color of the Bare Minerals on top and the Tropez in the middle, they look very similar on my hand. However, on my body, the Tropez is a lot muddier looking, but you can see how much lighter the Lorac is versus these other two. The Lorac gives you a much more, like I said, slightly lighter, more of a burnt brownish look, which I really love. I'm going to demonstrate these on my face, and you'll be able to see what they look like. Okay, so bear with me, I'll be right back. I'm going to take all my makeup off, and then I'll put the Lorac on my face. All right, I am back. I have cleaned off all the beauty balm off my face. The only thing I have left on is my eyeliner, some mascara, and maybe a little bit of lipstick, but everything else is pretty much off my face. So I'm going to show you what the Lorac Face self-Tantalizer actually looks like on my face. All you need, like I said before, is the tiniest little bit. It's actually better if you start out small and build up rather than putting too much on at one time. So I'm just going to put on just a little drop on my hand right there, and you can see it, and it's already too much as it is. And I'm going to use a sponge. I normally don't use a sponge to put it on my face. I have a special applicator to put on my face, but today I'm just going to use this little bit of sponge. But I am just putting on the tiniest little bit amount on this sponge. I'm going to use a mirror because it's tough for me to look in here. And I am just going to gradually put this on my face just like I would a makeup that I was going to put on to kind of tan my face, almost like a bronzer, because really that's what this is. This, again, to me is not a self-tanner that you put on and it stays on for the next couple days. This really, to me, is something that does pretty much get washed off once you use it, but it does give, and it's very hard to do this on the computer. As you can see, you probably don't notice any difference. I'm gonna put a little bit more on. With lighting and everything, it's very tough. But what I like about this is there's no giant surprise. I don't put this on and then panic because I look like I have, you know, a giant mud pie in my face, or my face looks super strangely, oddly dark, and everybody all of a sudden realizes that I'm self-tanning. But what I like about this is it gives me that sun-kissed glow of looking like I have just been in the sun all day, maybe got a little tiny bit of a burn, but it's starting to turn a little tan right now. And I'm going to try to adjust this, hopefully, like I said, with my lighting. Let me see if I can move this just a little bit. And you know, I did not put any on my neck, so don't come down on me because I have like a brown face now and a white neck. And let me see if there's a way if I can adjust this computer. But as you can see, it's already starting to give me a little bit of color, but not that kind of strange orange color or that kind of weird self-tan looking color. It just really is a very natural looking, buildable color for your face. And I think that's why my son likes it so much, because he is so fair. I'm gonna have to put this on my neck because I can't stand looking at my face brown and my neck white. There, that's better. That matches up a little bit better. He likes it because he's super fair. This gives him just a little bit of color, and you can see me right now. I am all of a sudden starting to get a little bit of color in my face, but it doesn't look like that self-tanning look, and it doesn't look muddy. It just looks like I've been out in the sun just for a little bit. So the Lorac Face self-Tantalizer, I think it's a great product. I think it's really actually good for people that are fair, because it gives you just a little bit of color without giving you kind of that odd, dark, muddy looking color that you know a fair person is never gonna get naturally in the sun. They usually burn. This gives you kind of that little bit of burn bronze, which is beautiful. I really like this. Don't kind of go by, I don't think, really all the negative reviews about it, because both myself, golden yellow undertone, and my son, white skin, very white, pale, pink undertone, we both love it. It's just a matter of how you use it. Slowly build it up, and don't expect it to have longevity. If you go in with that mindset and understanding, I think you will find this to be a very good product. Hope that was a good review for you, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.